In this video, I will show you how to make self-replacing cells that I demonstrated in a past video. We will be having more complex cells in the future, but this cell is still very efficient because of its ability to have self-replacing walls, which makes it quite hard to escape. So, this is how I'll be getting started. In the center part, you're going to have a 5x5 area with pistons. It's going to look like this. Water on the inside, just the inside right here. And this cobblestone is just a placeholder. These blocks are also just a placeholder, so once you place the water on top, then you can get rid of these. Next, what you're going to want to have is you're going to place any block your choice. I'm just using obsidian because it's hard to break, so if anyone tries to break in or out, it will be quite an issue. You're going to have repeaters facing the pistons. So it looks like this. The next part, you should also have the cobblestones too high above the pistons before starting, so there's no issues between the lava and water. But what you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to make a part for the lava. So you're just going to have a perimeter that's going to be holding the lava. Alright, so you should have it looking like this. So now what we're going to want to do is we're going to have redstone going all around here. And then we're going to want to make a redstone clock around it. So we have the redstone rotating around this wire. After that, you're going to want to get a redstone. Anything that can activate redstone. This is going to make the cobblestones start rising. So what you're going to want to do next is up here, right above the water source, you're going to want to have some obsidian. Now, we should probably have the cobblestone as high as possible. I know last time we had it so it was only 5x5x5, but this time we should make it so the prisoner drops as far as possible. When we make our self-replacing floor, we're going to want to have a redstone clock around here like this. But now, we're also going to need a cobblestone generator for this. So to make our next cobblestone generator, we're going to have lava here, stair here, and water here. The waterlogged stairs are impossible to explode, and water will not flow out the front side. Make a redstone clock here. Make sure all redstone clocks are in full tick delay. This will make it so cobblestone starts pushing into this section. Also, if you don't want the cobblestone to push past here when the floor is finished, place an obsidian here so it doesn't continue. This makes it so it's more space efficient. Also, you can see the same thing happening out the back side, so also have cobblestone here as well. And I'll make it impossible for the cobblestone to push past. Our design for the top of the cell is going to be very similar to the bottom, except remember here, we need room for someone to drop into the cell, so this part can't be self-generating. Well, pistons can push up blocks up to 12 blocks away. So you're going to count over here, and you're going to count back 12 blocks. So, and then you're going to put a piston after that. So this is where you know this is going to be. I'm going to make another redstone clock over here. So now we're going to need another cobblestone generator. This one's going to get its own cobblestone generator. Now you're just going to need to connect this redstone clock to that piston. And then it's going to finally start going over to here. So it's going to go out, just like all the other ones, but it's not going to be able to push to a distance, or it's going to affect it. See, it's going to stop moving. And again, these are going too far than they need to be going. So I'm going to break all these, and then we're just going to put a bunch of obsidian right here so they cannot go any further. Now we have the entire part of the cell self-replacing. It's also recommended that you have obsidian encasing the entirety of the cell. It's very hard to break, so if one of the redstone clocks somehow break, it's still very hard to escape, and you can repair it before anything bad happens. You can also encase it in lava, just don't have it touch any of the redstone. You can put the obsidian around the cell anywhere that isn't touching the lava, or anywhere in front of the pistons that's obstructing anything you don't want to be obstructed. Now you're going to want that shaft that the prisoner will go down when they spawn. If you don't want them to glitch into a wall, that's fine, just make the pistons further apart. If you make them further apart, then that's good, because then you can just have all the redstone clocks aligned. So this is what the shaft should look like. I just picked 4 because that's what I did last time. Again, if you don't care about them almost suffocating in walls, or spawning suffocating in walls, or trying to get out the shaft to suffocate in a wall, then just have one piston here, a piston here, a piston here, with a redstone clock behind it. They'll never touch. The shaft will be a lot shorter. It'll be a lot more efficient for survival mode, but this is just more efficient in case you don't want them to be suffocated. For the spawning part, you're going to want to have the bed here, facing this part of the shaft. You're going to want obsidian all around it. So it's like this. This is to block the bed. Now you see a piston over here. This is also important. You're going to want an obsidian up here so the redstone doesn't bother it. You're going to want another lever after connecting this redstone wire to this piston. Probably shouldn't want it to connect to the other pistons. So you should probably have it like that. that will move this piston, which will literally block the entire shaft. So if the prisoner dies, they'll spawn here. So from here, what you're going to want is you're going to want the prisoner to stand here and click on the bed from here, so this will be their spawn point. And then you can kill them literally wherever, just don't have them break the bed. That's probably why you want Elder Guardians, so it takes them a very long time to break things. After you flick this switch, they'll spawn in the shaft instead, and they'll fall into the cell. You should definitely have this door closed, so they can never get to the bed. Inside the cell, they can't break the roof. So I mean, if you want to have a lantern, they could probably like touch it for a second, but it wouldn't be enough time to break it. What's gonna maximize the amount of time that it would take to break these walls, you should have the water 2 blocks high. It'd be enough time to drown, but they can't break the blocks at normal speed that they could, because when you're in the water, you break blocks 4 times slower. And they can't really get out of the water either, and if they're in the water too long, they'll drown. That's why you're going to want a conduit. Okay, so I have this conduit in the same spot I had it in last time. You're going to want to have a piston. And once you have that, you're going to want to have a wire that connects all the way back up to the cell. Now we have the conduit that can be activated if the prismarine block is pushed forward. Then the ring around the conduit will be deactivated, and if the prisoner's down there long enough, will be drowned. And if you push this lever, will be brought back up here. So that's how you can bring up your prisoner again. Or if you just want to kill your prisoner, I guess you could do that, but they could just be swimming. Now that I am finished with the prison, I will show you the visiting process, which is quite simple. For me, the guard has clicked the second lever, and I'm allowed to stand on this block in the shaft. I click on the bed. The guard flicks the lever, and behind me, the shaft is now open. Then, the guard flicks the first lever, so the door behind me is blocked off. I die. I wind up in the shaft, and I'm pushed by 4 piston blocks, and I'm inside of this self-replacing cell. It's good to note that you should never have any blocks inside of here, like chests or anything like that. The more blocks, the likelier it is for the prisoner to escape. And that's what we've all been trying to avoid.